Hi guys, welcome to a pick a card reading. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading and this will not resonate for every single one of you out there. So the pick a card reading for today is, what is your spiritual gifts? How do people see and view you in a spiritual way? So I had this idea. I'm in such a good mood that when I came home, I was like, I need to do this immediately. So I was drawn to do this and I decided to use Reiki stones. So we're going to be picking from pile number 1, 2, 3, or 4. The timestamps will be below in the description box. I will give you guys some time to pick a card. If you guys need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right. So for my pile 1s, this is, and you know what? I can pronounce Chinese names and I can pronounce like a lot of Chinese words, but I am not going to even attempt to butcher Japanese because I just don't know Japanese. So, but this is a Reiki power symbol of the universe. So that's the symbol that is here for this one. There we go. I also don't know what these cards are when I shuffled them. A lot of them were just face down and I just kept it that way. So let's see what you guys got. So for this, it's going to be, how do people see you on a spiritual level? And then we have the Death card, the Strength card. We have the Tower. We have the Suit of Blades, so the Page of Blades, or Knives, or whatever. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles. The Tower again. The Fool card. Then we have, for our cycles that we're beginning, we have Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back, North Node. We have You're Very Close to Achieving Your Goal, the Gibbous Moon. And then we have Chopped Wood for your guys' special ability. All right, so let's get started. So let's start with the Animal Oracle deck. So how people view you guys on a spiritual basis, and keep in mind, most people, we're all spiritual, you guys, but we're spiritual in different ways, and some people might not even realize how spiritual they really are, right? So just keep this in mind too, that oftentimes it is like on a subconscious level when people have these thoughts or they have some kind of opinion when it comes towards us. So you guys have the bear and the cheetah. So when I first got this and I first saw it when I flipped it over, my first initial thought was how you can come off intimidating to other people because you have this mentality of always going and always wanting to achieve your goals, which we have here. You're very close to achieving your goals. When I think of the cheetah waits for its prey and then goes when it has the chance and the opportunity to achieve that goal. And when I think about bears too, I always think about how, like those big bear hugs and how you can be very embracive and just really loving. That might set some people off a little bit because they might view you as almost too friendly or almost too nice. And again, like I said, for some of other people that don't know you as well as maybe the ones that think you're more loving and more embracive, the ones that might not know you very well or strangers might look at you more as intimidation more than anything, because people get threatened when they see a bear and people are always watching you wondering, okay, when is this person going to make a move? Because it's almost like your energy or your aura is so different that people are immediately and instinctually notice. And it's almost like it either puts people at ease or it puts people on guard. And sometimes people have a tendency of maybe pulling back from you a lot and you might not know why, and it's because your energy is too much for them. Or other times people might be a little bit too close, like a cub with its mother, you know. Some people might see you as that really kind, nurturing type of archetype, and so some people really will try and cling to you. And especially with this, I have to say, I'm already picking up some energy. Be very careful with emotional vampires for my group number ones, because I have a feeling that for some of you guys, because you're such high achievers, because you always try to strive to better yourself every single day, people take notice of that. And sometimes people want to try and take advantage because they can see you going places. And so you might have people that try and clutch onto you. But what I'm feeling with this cheetah is you are always going and moving, and you're always doing something. You're always on to the next task, that most of the time people don't really know what you're always up to and what you're always doing. So it leaves a lot of people kind of guessing. And for some of you, I also get, because we have the bear card, that sometimes you might go into hibernation, and sometimes people really don't know, I wonder what group number one's doing. Like, I wonder what so-and-so's doing today, right? Like, people are always sometimes questioning, because you might have this kind of mystery about you, because you're always either like at home working or doing something. Like, you're always trying to achieve your goals, and you're always trying to go out and above and beyond. And for a lot of people, that kind of inspires people to want to do that for themselves as well. I hear that, like, for this pile, you guys are a huge inspiration to others around you, and other people love to be around you. You're like that kind of person where when somebody looks at you, they might see that you're chill until you turn on that cheetah, right? Like, when they see a bear, sometimes bears can get lazy, or they just lay around sometimes, like, you know, just enjoying the sun. Well, with the cheetah, they're always on the move. So sometimes when people see you in that, like, more of that bear-like state, you might be more calmed and relaxed. But then when it's time to get down to business, it's time to be serious, it might scare people a little because they don't see that other side of you. I'm also getting, for some of you guys, and this is not going to be for every pile, obviously, and for anybody who chooses this, but I am picking up that I'm dealing with some Sagittariuses or some type of Leo that is like, it's like a fire sign. I'm picking up fire signs very heavily for some reason in this reading. Like, somebody is like that. Or if you're not necessarily a fire sign, it could be your, like, if it's not your sun, it could be your moon or your rising or your Venus sign, something like that. But there's something that people can tell and notice about you that's completely different. So let's get more into depth here with your other cards. So something that I also kind of noticed with a lot of people is they kind of see that sometimes when we have that death card, especially when it's in the upright, which I love to see that for you guys, I can tell that for some of this, whoever chose this pile, you guys have gone through a lot in your life, and you guys dealt with a lot of things that has required you to actually find that inner strength within inside you, because we had this strength card, which is another reason also why I was sensing a Leo-like energy, because it almost feels like somebody who just doesn't know when to give up. Like, you've gone through so much in your life, but because you've gone through so much, it's only made you stronger, and other people see that and admire that within you. And because of that, sometimes people might not know necessarily how to handle it, and sometimes you might get people that are envious and jealous of you, because when we have that tower it feels like a lot of past energy. So it feels like for a lot of you guys, you've had a very rough past, and maybe things have been said, or maybe you have a way of describing about and talking about your past that most people might not know how to handle or understand. Like, oh wow, this person went through a lot. But then when they see you on the external side, it's almost like it looks like you have that 10 of Pentacles going on. You guys are really happy. You guys are becoming more abundant every single day. Because what I'm getting for some of my group number ones, some of you guys have dedicated your time and your effort into practicing self-love and self-gratitude, being appreciative of all the little things you do for yourself and for other people. And you guys, I think for some of you guys put a lot of time and effort into trying to help other people, and it's really showing who you are as a person. And then we have this tower moment, and I also kind of noticed too, when you see the butterflies here and then the lightning, it's almost like you guys are having an epiphany moment. You guys are transforming into a whole new version of yourselves. And when you see right here, like the squirrel, when I think of squirrels, I'll think of somebody who's playful, energetic, somebody who always likes to have savings or always likes to make sure that they are taken care of. And they always put themselves in a way where they're getting themselves more security. So for some of you guys in the future, or even in the moment, something could have happened to you guys where you're having to find that strength again to really muster up the courage. Because what I'm seeing here with that full card, for some of you guys, what's really happening is you guys are going to take a whole new a whole new leap of faith when it comes to essentially, I'm picking up for a lot of you too, like business and business ideas, but for others of you, it's like getting into a new relationship or just trusting the universe more. It feels like some of you guys have said, okay, universe, I put in all of this hard work. I'm ready to see the payoff, and you're ready to just take that leap of faith. And for some of this pile, one of the things that I'm kind of seeing that you might want to start working on a little bit is to allow yourself to receive. You know, I always like to think it's like the universe works with exchanges. So when you breathe in, you have to exhale. And when you exhale, you have to breathe back in, right? So it's that ebb and flow. A lot of you guys are having to learn about that ebb and flow. And once you get there, you guys will really start to see things for what it really is. So here when we have the thing in the reverse, don't let your past hold you back in the South Node. It's in the reverse because for some of you guys, you might have a tendency of looking back in the past a lot. And I think you do that out of not only thinking that you need to learn more about certain experiences, but also because there's still some fear that's holding some of my pile number ones back when it comes to really unleashing your power. So when you chose this symbol, it's like, again, it's the power symbol of the universe. You're having to have trust in the universe and know that you're not going to repeat your past because you've already evolved and grown so much that my pile number ones don't need to worry about what the past was. There's still some emotional ties to your past, but I feel like for some of you guys, it's a slow progress and it's taken a long time to get here, but you guys are evolving more and more to the point where your past slowly starts to become irrelevant. You guys are learning to write a whole new chapter of your life and a whole new story, which is so amazing and going to be so inspiring to others around you. Then we have, you're very close to achieving your goal. So whatever it was that this group has put into place. So for everybody, it's a little bit different because, again, it is a general reading. But what I'm sensing for a lot of you guys is some of you, it's been applying to a college or applying for a new job, maybe making your own business, trying to get closer to your loved ones, or trying to, I'm even hearing for some of you guys, start to help set up charities. I don't think that's going to be for everybody, obviously, but there's somebody out there that wants to be like more humanitarian and help those around them. And so for a lot of you guys are going to accomplish this goal, but the universe is putting a little bit of an inconvenience with that tower moment just to test you, to let you know that you are capable of achieving anything. I feel like you guys have had a rough past or a rough childhood. And for some of you guys, whatever you've gone through, because you've gone through almost the storms and some of the worst things in your past, you now know that you are strong enough to basically overcome anything that you have to deal with at the present moment. And Spirit just wants you to know, take it step by step. Do little bite size. So if you guys have a goal set in mind, just do a little bit each day. And each day you're going to get closer and closer to that goal because you're already there. So don't give up. Take that leap of faith. Trust your gut. Trust your instincts. You know what's right for you. And yeah, so here we have chopped wood for your guys' spiritual gifts. And when I first saw this card, the first thing that popped into my head is how much of a hard worker a lot of you guys are, even in the physical 3D reality. So a lot of people are inspired by your work mentality, the way that you present yourself, the way you carry yourself, and how good of an employee or how good of a worker you are. Some of you guys might have grown up in a household where they taught you that you have to be a good worker, you know, work more than what they pay you, you know what I mean? Like put more effort than what they are paying you. Like I'm hearing that for some of you guys. But a lot of you guys put in a lot of the hard work and dedication all in the physical world. And that's what's bringing out those goals and manifestations. It's one thing to sit down and contemplate and to visualize and to feel those emotions that you're already there, right, in that present moment. But sometimes we can't just ask the universe and then not put in some of that work either. Sometimes the universe wants you to match them 50-50, right? Or 100 to 100. I will help manifest your dreams, but you got to help set that in motion. So the universe likes to see that you're working towards a goal, and then they will just help things slowly fall into place for you. And that's kind of how I see the universe. And I think that some of you guys are almost in that ebb and flow state, but you're having to learn to, honestly, guys, you're going to have to learn to receive more. If somebody gives you money just to give you money, accept it. If somebody offers you help, if you need help, accept it. It's okay. Don't let pride, don't let other things like that get in your way, because the universe has a message for you guys, and the universe is trying to help you guys and provide for you guys. So that's what I have for my pile number ones. I hope that this resonated for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Thank you. Bye. All right, pile number 2. This is a Reiki symbol, and honestly, you guys, I'm not going to try and butcher the name. I can do Chinese, but I cannot do Japanese. But the symbol and what it represents is emotional and mental healing. Or one of the quotes that really stuck with me was, God and man become one. That is such a powerful statement. I was like, wow. So not only is it mental healing, emotional healing, but also the whole unity of becoming one with the universe and one with those around you. So an amazing stone. So let's see what the overall, how people see you spiritually as a person. So we have the Nightingale. Then we have the 10 of Coins. The 9 of Coins. So it's almost like a progression in a way. Then we have the King of Coins. A lot of earth energy. Then we have the 5 of Elixirs. The 4 of Rods. Then we have the 3 of Wands. The Moon. And I've never seen these cards, so I don't really know what any of these are until I show them to you guys. So we have the 10 of Swords. And then we have, what are the cycles that you guys are now starting to begin? We have Emotions Running High, Super Moon. We have, what do you need to release? The Waning Moon. Bring love into the situation, New Moon in Aquarius. Surrender to the divine, Full Moon. Nothing is yet set in stone, Mutable Moon. And then what is your spiritual gift? We have Happy, Happy. Okay, first off, I just want to say this, okay? When I heard what is your main spiritual gift, and we got Happy, Happy, my first thought was, oh my God, you guys are star seeds. You guys are the rainbow children. That's just the first thought that popped into my head. So we have the Nightingale. Let's start with that, right? The animal oracle cards. So this is how people see you. Now keep in mind, again, like I'm going to say, so oftentimes there are people that don't think they're that spiritual, or may not be, oh my gosh, they might not be aware of their spirituality. So keep in mind that for a lot of this could also be like a subconscious level for some of the people, and some of the people it's conscious, you know? But this is what people generally see you as. Oftentimes people, when I think of Nightingale, I think of, especially when you have that blue there, and there's a little bit of, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like a tiny speck right here and a tiny speck right here of purple. So it's like your crown and your throat. It's almost like some of you guys get downloads, like little bits of downloads when you meet people, and you might speak your truth, and that might really affect people, whether you realize it or not. It affects them on a subconscious level. And for a lot of people, they don't know how to maybe perceive you. Maybe you might come off a little strong too when you speak, but what you don't realize is that's one of your abilities in this lifetime, you guys, is to speak your truth, to make people wake up and to see their own life. For some of you guys are like a shining star. You guys are like somebody that you speak the truth into people and people start to find that within themselves. So when you come out more authentic, and I feel like for a lot of you guys are trying to speak more authentically. I got like this thought in my head, like somebody saying, screw it, I'm just gonna be me. I don't care what other people think anymore. And you just started speaking what you truly believe, what you find in your heart and soul. And because of that, it is influenced other people. It's made other people look at their lives differently. And when they see you, it's almost like people kind of know where they stand with you too. For a lot of you guys might be considered blunt. I know I'm very considered blunt. A lot of people have told me that, and I've just embraced it. It's my saggy side of me, you know? I love to be blunt to the point. And I feel like for some of you guys, that's exactly what it is. You like to get to the point of things. You don't like to play games with people. You don't want other people to play games with you. You want to know where you stand when it comes to relationships, when it comes to your goals. For a lot of you guys, you might be speaking about your purpose and what it is that you really want in this lifetime. And what you don't realize is when you speak your purpose, when you speak about the truth, you're inspiring other people to second look and second guess where they are mentally, physically, I mean, all around them. They see things that they might not really realize. And like, again, we have it for that symbol that you choose for that Reiki symbol. And that is, again, the emotional, mental healing. You literally help people emotionally and mentally heal when they're around you. So when I think about, again, we had a lot of kind of, not a whole lot of pentacle energy, but a decent amount. For a lot of you guys strive to have a better house, a better home life. You guys strive to gain material wealth. And it's not because you guys are shallow. I think for some of you guys, it's because you're slowly embracing who you are. And because of that, you're becoming more authentic. So more things are drawn to you, become more abundant as a person. And if you guys don't notice this now, because for some of you guys be like, well, this doesn't sound like me. You guys are slowly shifting into that, because what it is your mindset and your emotions are slowly changing throughout this time. And because of that, it feels, and I almost feel like for you guys, the moon in Leo that's coming up, or this new moon that's coming up, I feel like you guys are going to be like, whoa. You know, you guys are going to slowly change. You're going to change ideas. I mean, not the new moon. I'm sorry. The full moon. I guess both. But I'm sensing that you guys are really affected by the moon, especially because we have so many cards. But also, it almost looks like this is a moon, right? Like the nightingale sitting on top of the moon. But it's like you're learning and you're speaking from your heart. You're speaking from your emotions. The moon is associated with emotions, and I keep feeling that really close. So some of you guys could be like a Cancer, or I'm also kind of picking up a little bit of like a Virgos, like a lot of earth energy. But I mean, you guys can technically be any sign, but that's just some of the predominant things that I'm feeling. And you could also have predominant elements in your chart. For me, I have a lot more fire in my chart. But yes, so I can see you guys are really growing and expanding, and people are starting to look at you and they think of you as independent. You know what you want, you know what you're going for. And some people are really jealous of you because they're intimidated by your power and by your strength. But you guys, and this is the weird part, it's almost like my group number 2s are almost too humble. You know what it's like when you want to be humble, but you know when you're too humble? That's when it starts to become kind of like a problem, because sometimes you overlook your gifts and your abilities. And that's what I'm really seeing from my pile number 2s. You guys overlook your ability. You guys don't realize how much of a nurturer and how much of a kind person you guys truly are. And you guys work so hard to try and leave things behind in the past and try and learn from the lessons. And it's almost like you guys are achieving it and building a better foundation for yourself. But sometimes you're not seeing the rewards. You're not seeing the things that you are hoping to gain, and because of that, it might leave you guys feeling like you're in the unknown. But at the same time, when you get past the unknown, you guys start to realize that the pain fades away. And for a lot of you guys, you've gone through some cycles where you've let things go and it came back around and you've known that you've truly healed, and the other times things have come back. But what I was sensing is you guys have had a lot of emotional stress or a lot of emotional upheaval, and now you guys are getting out of that cycle with that emotions running high card with the supermoon. You guys are starting to slowly balance your emotional body, and in return that's going to help stabilize your mental body as well. And when we have here, what do you need to release in the waning moon? Some of you guys need to actually go within, because there are parts of you guys that are like, well, I don't really know necessarily what it is that I need to let go of, or what should I release next? And for a lot of you guys, it's, again, being a little too humble, I feel like will actually help shift you guys into being more able to see your true worth, because it's almost like everybody else can see your worth, but you yourself do not really see how amazing and how much of a gift you are to mankind. And because of that, you guys belittle yourselves a lot. And a lot of people look at that and they think, okay, it's almost like you rub people the wrong way sometimes, though, when you're like that, because they're like, oh, if you think that about yourself, right, then and in their mind, it's like, then what do you think of me? Like, literally, that's how people see it, because when you are too humble, they think, oh my gosh, like, I just either complimented this person, or you come off in a way where you act as if you're not good enough, and it makes other people feel like they must be worse, because in a way, like, people actually see your worth, and you intimidate people a little bit. And so because of that, people have a hard time really allowing themselves to embrace who they truly are. And we have here, bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. And I was sensing for a lot of you guys are such good supporters. Not only are you guys good at speaking your truth, but I also hear that some of you guys are just really good listeners. You really know how to listen to people. And because of that, just be really careful, you guys, that you don't just attract a bunch of emotional vampires to you. Because I was feeling that for some of you guys, you might have a tendency of attracting people that just take advantage of you, because they want to burden you with all their problems, because you're so kind, you're so upbeat, you're so loving, and you want to take away other people's pain, and they can sense that. And because of that, those are the type of people that has a tendency of drawing in emotional vampires, or people that just want other people to solve their problems, or people that just don't want their problems solved, but they just want to complain, and they just want somebody to hear them complain. So then we have here, surrender to the divine, full moon. So the universe just wants you to surrender to the divine, primarily because some of you guys, when I think of surrender to the divine, the moon card almost feels attached to that, because for some of you, you might be in a situation where you're too afraid, because you might not really know necessarily where you stand, and because and right now, a lot of things are uncertain for some of you guys, and you might have that fear of really letting yourself fall into that shadow side, right? Really understand who you are at the deepness of your core. And I noticed something here. We have a black wolf and a white wolf. It's almost like the duality, or the yin yang. It's like you guys are learning your shadow and your it's like your feminine, your masculine, or your light side and your dark side. It's like you're learning to bring that into balance, and you're learning to really grow. And you see she's falling into the water, and when I see water, I immediately think of emotions and the moon. So it's almost like you guys have fallen so deep into your emotions that some of you guys still need to heal and work through some of those remaining bits of emotion, and that can be really scary for a lot of you guys. But we have here the 18. If you break it down to 8 to 1, that becomes a 9. And when you think about it, 9 is one step close to achieving a goal, or one step closer to closing out a cycle. So you guys are, right now, I've sensed for this group number 2, that you guys are kind of in that sense of limbo. You know, where you're, because we go through transitions in life. And if you think about it, we go through cycles, multiple cycles. And there's a cycle where you're prosperous, there's a cycle where you're resting, and there's a cycle where you're just kind of, and that's kind of what it is, just resting, or you're contemplating, right? There's like that yin yang, and then that's kind of in the middle where it's that awkward transition. And I feel like that's where you guys are kind of coming from. You guys are kind of coming from an awkward transition, and you're starting to heal and work through things. And I'm also feeling with that nothing is yet set in stone with the mutable moon. I was kind of getting, for some of you guys, you might have a fear that something will never change, or what you're trying to build isn't going to manifest or isn't going to work out, because some of you guys still come from that lack mentality, and the universe wants you to know that nothing is yet set in stone. You have all the power. You have the destiny to change whatever it is that you want in your life. And you do it because you're always trying to look at the positive, the bright side of life. This is your gift. This is your ability to get through life, is staying optimistic, being happy, learning to be appreciative for everything that you have, and not being afraid to offend anybody just by being you. And a lot of people, they get jealous because they think you have it all together. And for some of you guys, you know, you might have a hard time crying or showing emotion in front of other people. And a lot of people might see you as very sensitive or a very fragile soul, but you're kind of, I'm also sensing for some of you guys, you're kind of new in this matrix, right? Like this is maybe like your second or third lifetime around. So you're still fairly like, not naive, but you're like, you know, there's still so many lessons that you want to learn and that you need to learn. And other people might see you as, oh, this person, like, they're awesome, but I don't really know how I feel about them. And it's not because you're so odd that others just can't wrap their brain around it. It's more like others are so in awe of, how are you still so pure? How are you still so happy all the time? And for some of you guys too is, I'm also hearing for some of you is that you pretend to be happy, like fake it till you make it. And that's still kind of a good mindset, because when you realize that being happy is just a mindset, it is just a perspective that one can hold. You know, you can't control external circumstances, but you can still choose to be happy inside yourself no matter what happens. And so for a lot of you guys, you're inspiring other people to learn to reach that form of happiness, or to learn to reach and be more authentic and vocalize who they truly are. So that's your gift to mankind. That's how special you guys are. And you guys help other people so much with your words and your actions, and just listening to those around you that need it the most. So you guys inspire people so much to want to be a better person and want to be more open and honest with other people around them as well. You guys bring mental and emotional healing, and you guys help others realize that not only are they separate, but we are all whole, that we are all one, that we are all together. We are brothers and sisters. So that is the vibe, and that is the energy that you display to other people. I hope that this resonates for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great and wonderful day. Thank you. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. So this is a Reiki symbol for healing, and I am not even going to attempt to butcher the name. I can do Chinese, but I can't do Japanese. So I'm not even going to attempt the name, but I will tell you the meaning and the significance of this beautiful stone. And it is the master symbol, or great enlightenment. So those of you who've chosen this pile, you guys, I believe, are coming to some realization about yourself, or just about enlightenment in general. So let's get started. This is how other people perceive you or gets to know you on a spiritual basis. And we have the elephant. Then we have the 9 of coins. The 8 of coins, the Chariot, the 8 of Pentacles, the 8 of Cups. Just going to try and move this. Okay. The King of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, the World card. And then the cycle that you guys are entering in is a win-win outcome is forecasted, the full moon in Libra. Nice. And then you guys' spiritual gift that you bring to this world is soulmates. Oh, I love this card. It's so cute. I love penguins, you guys. Okay. Oh, penguins are like one of my favorite birds. Anything Arctic. I just love Arctic animals. All right. So let's get started with the animal card. How do people see you on a spiritual basis? Now, keep in mind, guys, sometimes people may not realize how spiritual of a being they are. And some are not enlightened enough to realize that they are spiritual beings, unfortunately. But whether it is conscious or a subconscious thing, people still pick up on your energy and people still pick up on you as a person. So this is the kind of spiritual energy and exchange that people feel with you. And we have the elephant. And oh my gosh, you guys, the elephant is an amazing, amazing creature. When you think of elephants, you think of the power, you think of the surge, and not only that, but the family ties. Every time I think of the root chakra, that is the animal I signify the root chakra as, is the elephant, because the elephant is so wise. It remembers their family members. It remembers their past. These creatures are beautiful, and they always are evolving and learning, and they teach us patience. They teach us what it really means to have family, or what it really means to have a tribe. They're very kind, gentle, caring animals for the most part. And elephants are just so wise, and they have a really good mind. They have a really good memory. So for a lot of you guys, I'm sensing for this group, for pile number 3, you guys are like old souls. You guys have been here. This is not your first time around. I really do believe in reincarnation, and I actually believe that this group has gone through reincarnation more than once. And we have the Great Enlightenment card, or a master card, a master symbol. And it's not necessarily because you're so like all powerful and all knowing. It's nothing really like that. It's just you guys have gone through this enough that you guys have so much that you've experienced, your soul has experienced so much and what it's like to have different perspectives, that now you can help other people see past their own perspectives and help people see past their own defense mechanisms, their own trauma. And one of the things that I picked up very heavily for this pile is with that soulmate card. A lot of you guys either will find a lot of soulmates in this lifetime, or you will start to form connections that are soulmates. And then because for a lot of us, I like to think that we do have our own soul tribe. We do have people that we've spent more times with in past lives than maybe most other people, which is why when we see them, we experience this electrical field. We almost instantly know them, like, oh, I know this person. I don't know why, but I feel like I've known them for like thousands of years. It feels like that. You've known people, and you are so wise. And when I look at this, I almost think that it's almost at the elephant's third eye. It's like you are awakened enough to actually help other people. And I feel like for this lifetime, you've come here to not only help other people see past their own disillusionment, but you're also here to know what it's like to you've evolved enough that you have to have soulmates now in order to shake you. Because it's almost like other people, there are some people in your life that you don't know why, but they can just cut you to your core, while other people don't affect you as much. And it's because in this lifetime, there are specific lessons that you guys came here to learn, and Spirit just wants you guys to know that you guys are on the right path. Don't worry, don't stress, because I'm feeling for some of you guys have just been worried about your mission, about your purpose in life. And it's like you don't realize that when you take a little step each day and you listen to yourself, which I feel like a lot of you guys are trying to listen to yourself and walk away from things that no longer serve you, that the universe is going to provide for you. You just got to trust that the universe will unfold more, and that more and more will start to make sense to you guys. So what I was thinking with that 8 of coins, a lot of people kind of almost see you in a way where they think that you have a lot more stuff, more things together. People are just seeming to be like gravitate towards you, and you might not know why. And it's because people, whether it's conscious or on a subconscious level, they might see or feel that abundance that you have. And so they gravitate towards you. But for a lot of you guys as well, I was seeing that you guys have gone through a lot of trial and error when it comes to your communication with people. Sometimes people have a tendency of misunderstanding you guys. So you guys like to try and get to the point a little bit. I'm also hearing that you guys like to speak your truth and then move on, because you guys have so much work. I'm feeling like for a lot of you guys, when I think of this Chariot and I think of the Eight of Pentacles, I just think about how you guys always push forward. You guys are always trying to move on and always trying to grow and expand, and you're always working on the next project. You guys try not to look so much at the past. You're wanting to move forward. It almost feels like a very heavy Sag reading, but you don't have to be, right? You could have just Sagittarius in your chart, but even if not, it doesn't matter. You still have all 12 zodiacs in your chart no matter what, right? But I'm still feeling like for this, it almost feels like the duality between night and day for some of you guys. And you guys are learning to balance it out. And you're putting so much work and effort into your life and into yourself, more or less, is what I'm hearing. You guys are putting a lot of effort into yourself. And people are seeing that. And people are drawn to that. And when you learn to walk away from situations and things that no longer serve you, which I was sensing for a lot of you guys, you are learning to move past emotional distress that you've had for a while. And I feel like this is a cycle that you guys are wrapping up. But the issue that I'm feeling for this pile, for group number 3, is that when you think about yourself, you almost have a skewed way of viewing yourself, pile number 3. Almost like you guys think that you're not enough yet. Oh, I need to still do this, and then I'll be better. I need to do that, and I'll be better. It's almost like some of you guys could be considered perfectionists. Kind of have that little bit of that Virgo mentality going on there, but it almost feels like you guys never seem to feel like you're where you want to be, which is fine, because I sense that for a lot of you guys, you know that there's deep down that there's something that you guys really want to express, really want to bring out into the world. You want to benefit mankind, but you nitpick so much. And Spirit wants you to know to relax. You are just fine. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to not worry. And it's also okay to realize that you are human. You're here to have a human experience, right? So we're here to know what it's like to have trial and error. And for some of you guys, you might feel like your foundation is unstable at this time. Maybe you don't really know what to do with certain family members or friends. And I'm also hearing for some of you guys, you might not really know where you're going to go next. Like, where are you? Like, some of you guys might be leaving or get kicked out of a place, and you might not know where to go. So it almost feels like the world is uncertain at this time, and you might feel like you're so afraid, like the world really is upside down. But Spirit wants you to know it's like in that circle and, you know, these geometrical patterns, which a lot of them signify, again, enlightenment. They just want you to know to trust yourself and to trust your spirit guides. Because I'm feeling for a lot of you guys, your spirit guides are so close to you. They're around you 24/7, whether you realize it or not. And when I first saw this symbol, my first thought was, oh my gosh, I just had his name, Archangel Metatron. For some of you guys, that is gonna only resonate for a couple of you. I feel like you're gonna hear that and be like, oh my gosh. I don't know why, but I was picking him up later. I was just noticing. But the universe wants you to trust yourself, trust them, know that they have because for a lot of you guys, it's almost like pile number 2 in a sense. Not really, but kind of. It's more or less they were uncertain about where they're going to go next, because they're kind of in that limbo phase where they're they transitioning from one cycle to the next, and they're in that awkward rest period. And for some of you guys, what's happening is that uncertainty. You guys are feeling unstable at this moment, and it makes you guys really nervous. But the universe wants you to know that, hey, this is a lesson that you guys need to learn. You guys need to know what it's like to feel uncertain, to feel unstable, because you guys are old souls. You might go through way more than the average person. And because of that, that might feel like it's unfair, but it's only because the universe knows that you can handle these lessons, that you can handle what they throw at you, and that you're going to use it as a stepping stone to reach enlightenment. It's like, think of the universe, think of this spiritual plane that we're on, the 3D, that Earth is like a school. It's like a school ground. It's like to teach you to become an enlightened being, you know? And so you have to look at it like that. You know, you're here to help other people. You're here to uplift others. And all of this hardship that my pile number 3s are going through is going to eventually become inspirational stories to other people around you. You guys have this ability and this strength to pull your own weight, to prove to other people that they can actually achieve what it is that they want if they believe in themselves. And that's what the universe is trying to do, is they're trying to make you see your worth. And when you trust yourself and when you put in that hard work, when you know no matter what happens, even if you're homeless, even if you don't know where you're going to be sleeping, even if you're couch surfing, right? Or you just don't feel stable or secure within yourself, just know that every time you make a mistake, you're learning, you're growing, and the universe is putting little things here to see if you can learn, to see if you can actually grow. And if you can't learn, sometimes they'll either dial it back a bit so you can catch up, or they make it even a harder lesson so that you really have to find that strength in yourself. And the universe wants you to know that if you can trust yourself, allow others to help you if you feel like you need the help, but also to look upon them, any of your spirit guides, and I'm again sensing some archangels here. You know, if you are sensing or feeling like you need support, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to allow yourself to be vulnerable, because that's a part of your guys' lesson, is to learn to be vulnerable so that you can help others become vulnerable. So here with that win-win outcome, what I was feeling for a lot of you guys, that Libra, the full moon in Libra, is that you guys are starting to actually become more balanced, not only spiritually, but practicality wise. For some of you guys, you might be a little too spiritual, and now you're having to dial it back and be more focused on the physical world. But what I'm also sensing for a lot of you guys as well, too, is you guys have probably had enough injustices in your life, and you guys have fallen and stumbled, but you kept getting back up. And the universe notices that. The universe keeps records of that. And they say, you know what? For pile number 3, I believe in you. If you can get past this other hurdle, everything's going to start to make sense to you. The win-win situation is going to come. You're going to start to see other people for who they truly are. You're going to start to learn to forgive those around you. You're going to learn to become more enlightened, more happy, and more at peace and content with yourself and those around you. And the universe wants you guys to know that they're bringing soulmates into your life. For some of you guys, you've dealt with soulmates that were here to teach you really tough, horrible lessons. They're almost like karmic soulmates. And remember, karma is not negative or positive. It's neutral. It's how we put it on. But for some of you, you've dealt with negative karma, and the universe wants you to know that that tough cycle is almost coming to an end, and that you guys are going to start to see more positive karma come into your life, because again, with that win-win outcome and a soulmate, it feels like some of you guys are going to have some kind of reconciliation with somebody, or some of you guys are going to start to meet people that can unlock your heart. Because if you see right here, that is like a little keyhole, and this other one is holding, this looks like a female and this looks like a male, and he's holding the key to her heart. And for some of you guys, you're experiencing what's really truly like to belong, because here if you have 4 and 1, you break it down to a 5. And oftentimes how I see number 5s is I also kind of see it as the energy and vibration of feeling almost in a way where you feel connected with others around you. You're more social, you're more open. That's kind of how I view that number. Every time I see it, that's something that resonates with me. And I really feel like for a lot of you guys are really going to know what it's like to experience true love in this lifetime, which most people wish that they could have for their, like, there are some people that wish that they have the love that you're going to find in this lifetime, but they're not as lucky because that's not their lesson, that's not their gift, right? Everybody has a different lessons, different experiences, and some of you guys, you've worked so damn hard for this that the universe is like, you deserve it, man. You go for it. This is something that the universe wants to bestow to you, but it's trying to get you guys to trust yourselves because your foundation feels unsteady right now, and that was meant to be because a soulmate's either going to come in or you're going to learn to steady yourself, and once you ground yourself, then a soulmate's going to come in and help you and see things through. So that's what I have for my pile number 3s. You guys are an incredible pile. You guys are really good, and you know, learning to help other people, you know, you have such good wisdom, and the messages that you give to those around you almost wakens these people up to their true self or to their soul. So you guys are helping others listen to that inner voice inside them because you understand it more. So that's what I have for my pile number 3s. Thank you guys so much. I hope that this resonates and helps you guys. You guys have a great and wonderful day. Thank you. Bye. All right, pile number 4. This is a Reiki symbol, which, like I said to all the other piles, I can pronounce Chinese names, but I cannot pronounce Japanese names, and I know I'm going to butcher it, so I'm not even going to attempt it. But I will tell you the symbolism for this Reiki symbol. And for this Reiki symbol, it's distant healing or having no present, past, or future. Because it's like, if you think about it, everything is happening simultaneously. And that is what this symbol really means. You're healing the past, present, and the future simultaneously at the same time. And for some of you guys, what I was already picking up, I didn't take that out. What I was already picking up for this pile was that you guys have the ability, that works. You guys have the ability to heal people from a distance, or what they call proxy healing. And that's something I grew up hearing, was that you can heal from a distance. You can send energy to those around you, and that heals them, whether they're aware of it consciously or subconsciously. If they are open to that healing, they will receive it. So that's what I got already for this pile. So let's start with the Animal Oracle card. So this is how people view you on a spiritual basis. And then we also have here the Queen of Blades, the Nine of Elixirs, the Fool card, the Hermit card, the Six of Pentacles, the Emperor, the King of Cups, and the Hermit. Oh, the Hierophant, sorry. The Hierophant. I don't know why I said Hermit. Maybe I'm dealing with some Virgos over here. Okay, so this is the cycle that you guys are now coming into, and we have nothing will come of this situation, the Void of Course Moon, and it's in the reverse. And then we have personal issues reaching resolution, full moon in Cancer. And then we have for your guys' spiritual ability is time to go. So let's get into it with the Animal Oracle cards here. So how people see you spiritually. Now, keep in mind that some people are not aware of their spiritual being. They're not aware that they are spiritual beings, right? So on a subconscious or a conscious level, this is how people see and view you. And keep in mind, some people might not know consciously why they don't like somebody or why they might be drawn to somebody. And it's because their spirit knows, but they themselves do not really, are not necessarily aware of it. So this is how others just kind of view you and your aura and just your energy in general. So we have the Hawk, but it's in the reverse. And when I saw this, when I just put it down, and keep in mind too, I didn't know what any of these cards were when I shuffled. So this is all new to me. But what I'm feeling for this pile of number 4, some people might not realize just how high of a perspective you have. Oftentimes, what I'm getting with this card too is almost like when you see a hawk up in the sky, and you know, like if it's a sunny day, sometimes it's hard to see the hawk because of the sun, right? It's like that feels almost like it's a sun energy. And sometimes maybe you're like blind people, or people might have a skewed way of viewing you because your energy is almost like it's cloaked. It's almost like you have that Neptunian energy, like that Pisces like energy. It just feels like people might not be able to really see you for who you really are. And it's almost like the reason that that happens is because you guys are so unique as an individual that sometimes people really don't understand your energy, because again, with that healing from a distance, I think that that is your guys' spiritual gift, is being able to heal from a distance. And for a lot of people, they might feel this warmth and love and they don't know why. And some people might not realize it's coming from you, because you guys, this is almost like a protection from, like, with the universe too, is I'm getting that the universe or your spirit guides, and I'm sensing in particular, which is so odd. And again, this is general reading, so this isn't going to resonate for everyone, but I'm picking up for somebody or a couple of you that have a spirit guide who is extremely protective of you guys. And when you are talking to people, it's almost like the spirit guide almost energetically tries to cloak you, to not like, to throw people off, so that energy vampires and other people that will take advantage of you either don't, or they get almost repelled from you in a way. It's almost like this spirit guide it almost feels like a more masculine like energy. Like this person's very protective of you. This person's very nurturing, and it's almost like this spirit guide tries to show you guys where to really go and what you really need to do to accomplish whatever it is that you guys want. So they're there to kind of teach you, and they're kind of there to help you set boundaries. And I feel like for this group number 4, that's what I'm feeling. You guys are learning boundaries, and once you start to form and actually understand and comprehend it, and actually be able to do it emotionally and mentally, because I like to say to people, you know, everybody acknowledges and understands physical boundaries, but most people don't realize that there's layers to boundaries, where you have that mental boundary where you're not letting people mentally abuse you. Then you have your emotional boundary where you're not letting people emotionally guilt trip you or emotionally abuse you and step over your boundaries that way, or make you feel bad or belittle you. It's almost like you get that opportunity to change, to shift, and to heal. And so for a lot of you guys are very protected, and that's just really what I'm picking up already. And I just felt like the spirit guide really wanted to be known and really wants you to know. And I feel like for some of you guys, you will understand what I'm talking about, for some of you. But yeah, and here when we have that Queen of Blades in the reverse, you guys could have dealt with a lot of people that weren't really honest with you as well. And for some of you guys, you've had to learn to let that go, because for some of you, you guys might have, it was really hard for you guys to find emotional fulfillment around certain people because they always put you down. And that's what I meant by like emotional boundaries for you guys, because I feel like I'm dealing with a lot of empaths in this reading that you have a hard time distinguishing between your emotions and their emotions, because you guys are so in tune with other people that it's almost like you feel that oneness and that whole with everyone around you. And you just happen to just absorb their energy, because it's like you want to help people so much. And that's the beauty of you guys. You want to help people so much that you try and absorb their energy to take away their pain, which all it does is just conflict further pain to you though. And we have that Fool card. And it's like you guys are entering into a new phase and a new direction. You're no longer letting people from the past hold you back, especially those that weren't bringing you emotional fulfillment. And even though this might be hard for some of you guys, there's the Hermit, yeah. You guys are still learning to move past it and to evolve and to essentially learn to grow and find who you truly are. What makes you happy? Why are you attracting the people that you are? And the reason I think that this has happened is you had to learn a lesson between give and take. For some of you guys, you were the giver and you just kept giving to people that consistently kept taking. And now you guys are having to learn to shift that and say, you know what? I deserve to find somebody that is willing to meet me halfway, that's willing to put in just as amount of effort as I put into others. And it's requiring you guys to essentially grow like a backbone, or to essentially grow a foundation in which you are using all of the elements. You know, the emperor is in a lot of ways like the magician, but the emperor works for it. They manifest in the physical, while the magician manifests in the metaphysical first before bringing it down. So a lot of your hard work and a lot of the things that you need to do, and you know what? I never noticed this before. Oh my gosh, you guys. So I can't think of the name. It's the Egyptian symbol. If you guys remember it, just like, I guess, comment down below. But it's the Egyptian symbol for the Kundalini energy between the feminine, the masculine, and the duality of the sexuality coming together, right? To create, to create and achieve what it is that you would want and desire in this lifetime. And as you can tell right here, looks like he's holding the bishop piece. And when I think about bishops and stuff, I think about people that are a lot like the high priestess, or a lot like they know how to, if you can place a bishop strategically on a chessboard, you have a higher chance of winning, because they're so sly and they're so quick. So you kind of have to watch some of those bishops, right? And I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, that also could be the king piece, because I mean, chess, it's different, but yeah, learning to evolve and to grow. And for a lot of you guys, it's like you have to learn to strategically place what it is that you want to manifest, and then work towards that. And one of the ways that's going to help you guys is to just relax and to meditate, and to allow yourself to really feel your emotions, because you guys are such deep, like I said, you can feel things so deeply. And when you look at it, it's almost like his heart chakra, it's like all coming to his heart chakra and his crown. What I really would love to see for my pile number 4 is what will really help you guys is when you meditate on your feelings, and meditate on your own energy, your own vibes, because then that will help distinguish between you and other. So you have to learn to set personal boundaries in this lifetime. And when you learn to set boundaries, oh my gosh, you guys are going to shift so much. You're going to help other people see their own, not only are you going to force other people to take accountability for their own actions and what they do to other people, but you are also setting an example of not only to the people that you are putting a boundary to, but also just to other people who see you and realize that, oh my gosh, group 4, this person, they're just true to themselves, right? When we have boundaries and stuff, it's not that we're a bad person, it's that we love and respect ourselves and others enough that if you can respect your own boundaries, then you can respect other people's boundaries. Because how many times do you walk over somebody else's boundaries and not know it, because they themselves do not have a set line for their boundaries? And most people don't know their boundaries until somebody steps on it, and then that's when they get defensive and angry. So for a lot of you guys, you're having to learn to figure out where's your landmines. Figure out where that imaginary line is. Draw it out in the sand, and then tell people when they step over, or when you're in a relationship, reiterate that to people. I don't like this in a relationship. I view this and that as cheating, or this or that. Like, you have to set those boundaries with people so that others can understand you more. And when you have boundaries, that's when people are going to see you for who you truly are. But that's what I was picking up with that spirit guide was, nope, you don't have boundaries yet. So I'm going to set an illusion around other people so that they can't see you as easily, so that they themselves do not abuse you as much, right? And for a lot of you guys, when you learn to gain your sense of self, when you learn to set those boundaries, that's when that spirit guide's gonna kind of let loose a little bit, relax a little more, give you more range to be you. And it's not that they're not letting you be you, it's just that they're really protective of you. But when you start to set boundaries and protect yourself, that's when that spirit guide's not going to feel the need so much to try and help you as much, right? They're going to still be there, but they're going to be more like your cheerleader, cheering you on, than trying to protect you all the time. And with that, I keep wanting to say the Hermit, and I don't know why, but it's the Hierophant. It's like you're learning what, just because something is traditional, some of you guys are learning to step out of that traditional role, and you guys are breaking out of the society's mold that maybe your family, friends, or other people around you have tried to put on you. And you're now starting to take accountability more for who you are, what you want in this lifetime. Because I feel like for some of you guys, the career, there's like some of you that want to do a specific career, and it's such an odd career, or it's something that most people wouldn't realize, or just like would look at you and be like, really? That's what you do for a living? It's not like it's a bad thing. It's just you're so unique that some people, again, don't know how to take you because you're so unique in that way. So we have nothing will come of this situation, void course of moon. And what they're trying to teach you is when people pay attention to your feelings, when somebody says something and if that hurts you, you have to realize that you don't have to get angry with people, but you also need to learn to set boundaries. And whatever has happened in your past, when people have hurt you and harmed you, they were there to teach you where your boundaries were, where you lie as a person, right? So we have personal issues reaching resolution, full moon in Cancer, and it will start to reach resolution. But for some of you guys, again, I keep sensing with this pile, a lot of you guys are transitioning right now into this stage where you're going to start to find your own balance. You're going to start to find your own who you are as a person and what it is that you want to achieve in this lifetime. And because of that, because you're bringing that forward, then other people are going to know how to respond to you. And not only that, but you're not going to have that inner conflict within yourself. Because for some of you guys, the reason you have such a hard time setting boundaries is because you feel like that's selfish, or you feel like how are other people going to receive that or take that? Like you're so afraid of rocking the boat or upsetting those around you. And I have to just say, if those around you are upset that you set boundaries because you need to in order to be sane or in order to help yourself, then those aren't the right people for you, because those are the people that will consistently take advantage of you. The ones that are okay with you setting boundaries are the more healthier, more loving, more understanding, more unconditional love than those that are trying to keep you defined to what they want you to be. So we have time to go as your guys' spiritual gift. And when I first thought this is almost like so inspiring, you guys. So with that time to go, you guys have probably gone through so much in your lifetime that you have what this is teaching you in this lifetime is not only are you, your soul, learning this, but you're teaching other people this, whether you realize this or not. Is you're teaching other people to just let go of their past, to just move on, to just stop holding grudges. You're the type of person that almost teaches people to forgive not only themselves, but other people. Because once you start to learn to really know who you are as a person and understand your power and set boundaries, you're going to go so far in life, and you're going to inspire so many other people, pile number 4, that you're going to see that these other people are going to see how amazing you are and how you don't let things hold you back and how you're consistently moving forward with that like full card and that hermit. It's like you're consistently like reevaluating, okay, where did I mess up? How can I improve? And because you're in that state of trying to evolve and trying to grow, that you are healing other people from a far distance, because I'm sensing for some of you guys, you might never know how many people you're helping in this lifetime, because some people might not say anything to you out of fear of being judged or being weird. And it's also because sometimes you're not meant to know everything that you're doing, because it's almost like this person, that's their spiritual trial in life, is to learn to, they're going to watch you and then they're going to learn to copy that. They're going to learn to grow and expand. And you're just a huge inspiration to other people because of that, because you have that mentality of let's keep moving forward. I'm not going to let this person hold me back. I'm not going to let that other individual rob me of my joy. And because of that, other people are like, wow, if you can do it, then I can do it. And it's like these people are starting to see their own errors of their own ways. And it's all due to my pile number 4. Is that is the gift that you're bringing to other people, is you're healing people energetically, but from afar. And we need people like that because sometimes there's stubborn people in this world. And sometimes it helps that you can help heal them on an energetic level, whether it's subconscious or conscious. And that is your guys' gift to humanity. That is who you are, and that is why you are here. And this is your spiritual evolution. So I hope that this resonates for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.